when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. You gotta sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. You gotta sing when you're winning. Get a goal, it's just the beginning. Sing, sing when you're winning. Everywhere you go.
Hello and welcome to episode 75, take 2 of the Sing When You're Winning, a fantasy football league oddity podcast featuring distant cousins of podcast royalty and a very special guest this week who we will reveal very shortly. But waiting in line for the podcast throne this week, as always, it's myself, Jamie. We've got Steve. Hello. And we've got Jersey Chris is back. Although we didn't have the lost episode last week, you wouldn't have known he wasn't here. So there you go. Before we introduce this week's guest, I was going to ask, what do we think of the England squad? Because obviously it's international break. Have we got any strong opinions on the England squad?
It's a bit big.
It is a bit big, and yet filled with some of the wrong people. I think it's probably fair to say. Jason Steele was the one that jumped out to me. One of the worst keepers I've ever seen at Middlesbrough Football Club. Now at Brighton, and I just think it must be. I wonder, and this is going to be a wild stereotype now, but you know, all of us who had fake dreams of wanting to be footballers, why didn't we just pretend? If I could speak to 11-year-old me, admittedly, I was small at school. I wouldn't have been tall enough to be a keeper, but I reckon anyone can go in goal these days. Genuinely.
Well, it's still small.
Yes, you are, Chris. Apologies, but I mean, but yes, football, like goalkeeping. What's all that about? If Jason Steele can get into the England squad, then anyone can.
Well, how does Ben White get in? He's not even playing for Arsenal, is he?
Well, he played in the cup final, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, so I didn't see it.
Yeah, you were watching. To be honest, it was one of the worst finals I've ever seen. It was boring as hell. To be fair, so you didn't miss much. But yes, I think Jason Steele. But yeah, if you're a young person listening or watching this, probably not, got better things to do. But if you are, getting to be a goalkeeper, that's what I'm going to say. Because if Jason Steele can do it, anyone can. That's my opinion. It's not harsh. I watched him. And I think at Brighton, he's not played much this season, has he? I think he's played about 5 games.
Yeah. But Tuchel obviously likes him, so.
Well, yeah, he might make a nice cup of tea, something like that. Don't know. Maybe. Who knows?
Might be a good crack.
Well, he probably is. He's probably a canny lad. I'm not knocking him.
Why is Darlow not in it? But then remember, he pretends Welsh, isn't he? So.
Yeah.
Are we saying we haven't got enough English goalkeepers around? Because even the Borough keeper, he's having a good season. Why not throw him in?
Well, anyway, Pickford breaks something. It's just going to be Pickford, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be Pickford completely. And there's talk of
it should be Trafford, but he's just not playing. He needs to leave then. I think Leeds should get Trafford in the summer. Yeah, and then I think he'll be England's number 1.
Trafford's bound to go somewhere, isn't he? He had a good game as well in the cup final, I thought, for say what he had to do. But anyway, let's move swiftly on. Let's introduce this week's special guest, and we'll ask what he thinks of the England squad, if he cares. But yes, as we always do, we ask Wikipedia to do a bit of the intro. So you're described as an English musician and graphic designer. Best known as guitarist and one of the vocalists in the excellent band, the Futureheads. Let's welcome along for his Sing When You're Winning podcast debut. It's Ross Millard. Hello.
Woo.
Woo.
Nice to be here. Hello.
Thank you for joining us this Friday morning, Ross. Again, you said you're going to roll with it. It's Friday morning. We have to pretend it's a very dark Friday morning, but there we go. Steve's shaking his head, as always. So yeah, graphic designer. Were you expecting that to come up on the old Wikipedia?
I mean, it's not really how I would describe myself, to be honest. Like, I mean, I've had a bit of fun messing around with like printmaking and a bit of like artsy stuff, but it's not really how I make any money.
It's not at the top. Well, it's not even on your CV, let alone top half of your CV, kind of thing. But yes, you're obviously in the Futureheads, who are one of the best bands of the last 20 odd years. Certainly up there, yourselves and Maximo Park were flying the flag for Northeast musical royalty, which is brilliant. And you released one of the best Christmas albums ever last year as well. I had that on constant in December. It was fantastic.
That's good. It's not quite the same when you have to record it in 25-degree heat in August. Like, but I'm glad that it kind of got there eventually. We really enjoyed finishing the year with those gigs last year, to be fair. So, yeah, cheers for listening.
Yeah, no, cracking stuff. We'll come on to chat a little bit more about the band and what else you may be up to in a bit. But as we're here to talk about fantasy football, this is your 4th Sing When You're Winning season. And in the first season, you were in the championship. Well, you've been in the championship throughout. You finished 10th on 62 points. 24, you finished 8th on 60 points. Last season, 11th on 54. But you're currently 3rd with 57 points in a very, very hotly contested league, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, making a late play for promotion, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, obviously Joe, no one's going to catch him, but you against Alistair Griffin, a bit of a northeast battle going on there.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect to be bothering the top after a poor start, but I feel like I've got a little bit of momentum building now. So he's only 2 points ahead of us, isn't he? So I'm coming for him, really.
Yeah, and I think he'll be sweating as well.
Yeah. He's gonna do a Burrow like in real life. Burrow's about to blow it in real life, and he's about to blow it in fantasy. So he's gonna get the double whammy, unfortunately. Sorry,
I tried to get him on tonight, but he's stayed silent, and he's normally replies to me quite a lot. Alistair, but I asked him if he fancied coming on with Ross Millard.
Mind games.
Yeah. We need to get him on. If Middlesbrough manage to get promoted, I'm sure he'll happily jump on at that point. But like I said, that is looking more and more sick by the week that won't happen. But yeah, you're obviously pretty good at Fantasy Football League. It's fair to say. Is it something you spend a lot of time on, or?
You know what? I've been playing it for a lot of years now, and I had one. I predating getting involved with your league. I did have one good season, really good season during COVID. But I don't know if I'm a Man United season ticket holder. I don't know if you know this.
We're going to come on to talk about Man United. I mean, I'll plot spoiler. We don't normally talk very kindly about Manchester United, but we are polite to our guests, so we'll refrain this week.
Yeah, I mean, I got that impression from Steve earlier, but no, but usually I do all right if Man United do all right. Yeah. And I think it's that sort of like heart against head selection crisis that usually scuppers me in the end. But I think because United have pulled a bit of form together, now I'm starting to creep up the table as well. Yeah,
we've seen a few people get the Manchester United bounce. I think it's probably fair to say. You can tell the ones who've got Man U players in the team and stuff like that. So
I've got a couple of Man U. I've got Burmo and Fernandes at the moment. So.
Right.
I think everyone's got to have Fernandes now. It's because Salah's doing so bad. He's the midfielder you've got to have, isn't he?
Yeah, he saved me last week anyway with a good start.
Yeah,
captains were dodgy last week. Well, there was a difficult choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, I captained him, and I think I got one of my best game weeks ever compared to everyone else. So yeah, obviously, but I listened to the tips that we were given on the pod to not waste you build up to that over the weeks.
Well, I mean, it was a brilliant episode. It was just so informative, and I can't believe the world lost it.
I know, but I'm going back a couple of weeks ago when we were given the tips on how to prep for the game for the game week.
Well, the free hit.
Yeah, loads of people free hitted it and blew their free hits and stuff like that. And a lot of people didn't even bother making any kind of attempt at playing the game, to be fair. Which how did you prepare?
There were a few disasters there last week. Yeah, a few five-a-side teams out there.
Yes, exactly. That's why they need to listen to this pod. You see, we give top tips, and I've still got 4 chips left, which with 7 games to go. That's quite exciting.
Just looking at Ross's history. 2009-10 was your first ever season, apparently, Ross.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a pretty long time. I think I don't know when it started.
About 5 or 6 or something. I think. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I really enjoy doing it, and it kind of it takes up more of your head space than it probably should do, really. But I think last week with the two top teams, City and Arsenal, they're not playing. It was a bit of a nightmare for a lot of players, wasn't it? But I did the free hit thing as well.
Yeah. Well,
in 2021, you finished 1,093rd in the whole world.
Wow.
Yeah, this was the kind of fluky season that I was talking about before. I didn't quite know how that came off. I think Chris Wood scored a hat-trick for Burnley one week, and I had him as me captain when virtually nobody else did. I just remember that standing out as being something that took me quite high up the tables. Yeah. But got to be a bit of luck down to that as well, though.
There won't be many who can say they've ever finished that high up, though, in the season. That's excellent. Yeah. Excellent form. Well, you could well be among the great and the good in the Premier League and the SWYW next season, the way you're going.
I'm hoping, mate. How many go?
3.
2, but then there's the playoffs, isn't there?
Yeah, 2 in playoffs, yeah. So if you get second, and the playoff system is based on how well you did in the head-to-heads against the other people that are in the playoffs with you, kind of thing. So that always rules me out. I think I made playoffs last season, possibly, and blew it because I knew my head-to-heads were rubbish.
Yeah, I'm worried about that now myself, to be honest. I think I'm going to have to go for Alistair's jugular.
Yeah. we talk about beef on this. Let's try and create a bit of beef between you and Alistair.
Definitely use that as a snippet there, just to wag Alistair.
Yes, we will. We'll clip that bit and we'll send it just to Alistair.
And I know he's a lovely lad.
Good stuff. Right. Well, shall we have a look back at game week 31 then? We'll look at some stats first. So in fantasy, looking ahead, the players that everyone is looking to get in, people are diving back in on rare now. Arsenal seem to be coming good with clean sheets, cup final excluding. Van Heck in defence, Fernandez and Welbeck. People were getting in. That could well have been though because of the blank game week and people getting rid of Haaland, etc.
Get out of my club.
Roofs, people are definitely saying bye to him now from an injury point of view. Shalabar from Chelsea, people are getting rid of him. Chelsea seem to have totally lost their way all of a sudden, which is a little bit entertaining for some of us. And Mbeumo, people are losing. He's not having a brilliant run at the moment, is he? And Ekitike is the other one. But did he go off injured after 8 minutes or something at the weekend? So people are starting to lose those, but we do have a bit of time before the next game week, of course. Now, praised by the chairman, I thought I was in for a chance this week, but I think I was a couple of points off it. But 75 points team of the week was Liam, and he used his wild card to get 75 points, and his game week rank was 70,887 out of 13 million, which is pretty good. But sacked in the morning. I think quite a few could have possibly been in the running for this.
Yeah.
But it's you, Indie Hawks, in the Hawks household. 12 points, 12.2 millionth essentially in the game week ranking. And what was that team? Essentially, he had he'd left Donnarumma in goal. He'd left Cherky, Haaland, Havertz, Zubimendi, Rice. It was never going to end well, was it? Let's be honest. So, yes, 12 points for that. And then manager of the month, though, because we had manager of the month. Do you want to announce the manager of the month, Steve?
Yes, it was John Gregory.
Congratulations. From the Championship, which everyone knows is the best league. Even though we're all trying to get out of it.
Just get my names on, Gregory. I'm nervous now.
You keep telling me you just want to stay in the Championship, Jamie. What are you on about?
I love being in the Championship. I did used to like being in the Premier League. I'll never forget the day I got relegated on the last day when I was riding roller coasters in Spain. It's a flashback. It was not good. I thought I'd stayed up and I went on this roller coaster, and when I came back, there was another ping going, "Oh, you're down." There was a last-minute goal or something screwed me over.
Well, it's a roller coaster all season, isn't it?
It certainly is. And we'll see where we're at last game of the season. Are we doing the York thing last game of the season? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, I think so. May as well just stick with it.
stick with it. Ross
You're
and
coming.
Manu at home.
You're available this year, Jamie. So we've got to do it.
I am definitely coming. Although it's the playoff final the day before, so depending on how the season goes, I might be very depressed. Anyway, we'll see.
Borough will have gone up automatically by then, Jim.
Not going to happen. Have you seen our forwards? I mean, come on. We create a million chances, and then we have strikers who just fall over. And if they're lucky, they get a rebound and score. That's how our strikers score their goals at the moment. Anyway, so let's move swiftly on and over to Steve for the classified headlines from Game Week 31.
Well, like we said, there was a lot of teams who didn't play, and a lot of people just kept picking them. So the average score was only 38. So it was there must have been a lot of people that didn't bother with making a lot of changes. Anyway, in the Premier League, the highest score was 70 points. And it was by me.
Well done. Very good.
Yeah, and I managed to win there, so that was good. And the second highest score was for Chris.
See, people who follow this pod and are on this pod listened to what you needed to do on Game Week 31.
Chris won 68-57, which eases his relegation worries. So it makes us look like we know what we're doing, doesn't it?
Exactly, almost like we do.
Weird. Next, Jim Daly got a 68, but sadly he was playing Tom Bird, who also got 68, so he only drew. Leon's champions got lucky again. He only got 57, but he beat Paul Chambers-Tonner, who got 56. Okay. And Paul had about 4 players to play on the last game, and he only needed 5 points, so he only managed to get 4.
You'd be raging.
Yeah. Even Leon thought he'd lost that one, but there you go. And there's a new hope for Nikolai at the bottom, and he beat Dan 49-30. So I don't know if Dan made many changes or whether that was just a really bad week for Dan. Championship, as we've said, John Gregory was the manager of the month. He beat Rich Pipes 72-35. The next highest score was you, Jamie, 71.
Yeah, happy with that.
You beat the free-falling Alex Renton, who was in the top 2 most of the season and now has lost about 8 games in a row.
He's dropped. I think I went above him.
That's bad.
I know, that's what I
mean. Ross, you did all right, 61, and although only won by 2 points, you beat Stu Dunn 61-59. Top of the table, Joe ended Michelle's winning run. He beat her 61-51. Lee, who's not turned up tonight, lost 53-60 to Jamie Hurst. And Cole won again at the bottom. So Cole
could survive. About 3 weeks ago, I thought he was gone. But
he must be one of the form sides now. He's winning fairly often.
Again, it's that Man U bounce. He's definitely picked up since Carrick took over. There's no 2 ways about it.
But we are running out of time. There's only 7 games left now. So. League One, Andy Cousins, 72, beat Nathan Clark's 49. At the top there, Steve Wybrandt, Ben Halliwell, Ben Hope, all won. Mike Bushell won. Grace Maloney won. To keep them all in the promotion hunt there. Ben Hope was slightly lucky because he got a low score, but he was playing Jonas, who also had a 5-a-side team, and Jonas only got 14. But I think Ben got about 30. So, League Two, Alfie Witter got 66 to beat Rob Lally's 45. Joe Singleton won at the top of the table match with Mikey Austin Riley, 64-49, and Jack Bandera beat Casey Hawks 64-36. Felix White won again near the top. He beat Becky Bass. And last week's guest that nobody ever got to hear, Frankie Francis, beat Kev Sim 54-46, and Kev is still bottom.
But he got the pod bounce. He was here and we said you'd get the pod bounce, didn't he? And he got it.
He did, yeah. Conference League, Liam Frost was the team of the week, as we said, with 75 points. And he happened to be playing Sacked in the Morning Indy Hawks, who got 12. So I don't think we've ever had that happen before.
No,
where
2 ends of the spectrum.
The best team happened to be playing the worst team.
Yep.
And wins at the top for Craig Bryce, Adam Cobstave, Duke Witter, and Freddie Gabanara. Good job, Freddie won that because he lost in the Potions Coldwood Cup final to Tom Roberts. Close one though, 67-62.
Well done, Tom.
Tom won the other cup in 2024, so he's now won both cups. So he's a bit of
cup double.
Bit of a cup side, yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it for all that lot. The next game week 32, will be the start of the Sing When You're Winning Cup, round 1.
Excellent.
If you had a good score last week, you've got a bye.
Got a bye. Get it.
That's probably all of us. I think we all probably got a bye there, didn't we?
Excellent stuff.
And league tables wise, if I have a quick flick through that, in the Premier League, as we said, Leon got lucky and won, so he's still 6 points clear. So I don't think he's going to get caught now. Leon at the top with me in second, 64. Adam Devlin 63. Richard Archer 60. Rick Witter's fifth now. What's going on there?
Flying.
Absolute nosebleed for that lad. And down at the bottom, Chris Dawkes just outside the relegation. I can't even mention you now, Chris. You're that safe.
I did say.
He said he was not going down, and he's right.
Well, Chris has got 36, and then the Chris below him, Chris Dawkes, has got 31. Then the bottom three are Andrew Chester, 28, Nikolai Costa-Waldo with 28, and Tim Ward, bottom with 21 points, probably going to get relegated. Championship, Joe Derrick is top, and he's well clear now. He's 72 points. Second is Alistair Griffin, 59 points. Third is Ross, 57. Then there's a bit of a gap to John Gregory, who's got 52. Phil Pinder, 52. Michelle lost, but she's still in the playoffs with 51, 3 points ahead of you, Jamie.
I know. Yeah, I'm just
down at the bottom. Rich Lay has got 39 points. Then the bottom three are Carl Sewell, 37. Rich Pipes, 35. Cole Jenkins, 33. So he's only 6 points from staying up now, Cole.
But he's flying.
League One, Ben Halliwell is top, 66 points. Second is Grace Maloney with 60 points, joint with Steve Wybrant, who's got 60 points. And Mike Bushell, still fourth. Mike, 55 points. Ben Hope, 51. And Phil Quar with 49. Sophie Ridge is now getting back up there. She's eighth now after being inconsistent all season. Down at the bottom, just outside relegation, Andy Cousins has got 39 points. And the bottom four are Nathan Clark with 37, Nigel Clark with 36, Jonas Rodemore with 33, and bottom is Vicky Sparks with 31. League Two, Joe Singleton's top with 27. Second is Felix White with 25. Then there's a bit of a gap. There's Mikey in third. Then the playoffs are Alfie Witter, Jack Bandera, George Pearson, and Maddox Jones. And the bottom two, Marty had a decent week again, but lost again. So he's got 6 points and is in the bottom two with Kev, who's got 4 points. And the last one is the Conference League, where Adam Constive is running away with it. He's got 27 points. Then there's Craig Price, 24, Duke Witter, 24, Freddie Gamonara, 21, Liam Frost, 21, Vin Dunn, 18, and then loads of teams that can all still make the playoffs there because half of that division get promoted at the end of the season.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Thank you for that. Shall we have a look back at the score predictions? Although no one heard us give them, although the AI lady, she read them out. Don't know if you watched the whole 2.5 minutes of that AI video. There you go. Scary what you can do with AI these days, to be fair.
No, I'll have to listen to that. Was it interesting?
Just what it's 2.5 minutes of your life, Steve. It sums up what we talked about on last week's pod.
Right, amazing.
Exactly. I typed in sports reporter wearing headphones at football ground, and then I typed in the script, and then in about 10 minutes it synced it all. Scary.
Wow.
Anyway, there you go.
Why don't we do that every week?
We probably could. People might find it more entertaining, to be fair. It would save loads of time. But yes, so last week, Man City, Arsenal. I won't bother with saying what everyone predicted, but Marty said 2-0 City, and he was bang on. So well done there. Steve, you went 1-0. In fact, we all went for a City win apart from Frankie. He went for Arsenal. Newcastle, Sunderland. Marty again was bang on. He said 2-1. And the rest of us went for draws there. But yes, I thought Sunderland deserved it second half. I think we should probably mention it, given that we talked a lot about Sunderland last week and the guys came on and we didn't, and nobody got to hear about it. But I think it's fair to say Sunderland have been having a cracking season, and we did say if Sunderland beat Newcastle, the players would literally relax, and that's the end of their season. They're going to be on the beach now, aren't they? Let's be honest.
So, let's hope not. They need to still beat the teams at the bottom.
Yeah, I do have a feeling though that they'll be on easy street now. They've won the league. To them, they've stayed up comfortably and they've beaten Newcastle twice. So there's nothing else to achieve. Like,
have Spurs got rid of Tudor, or is that just a rumor?
No, he's still there.
Still there. I mean, it was the sad news about his dad, wasn't it? His dad passed away during the game. So yeah, because there was a few people on socials trying to say it's shocking he just walked off the pitch and didn't shake hands. I was like, he's just found out his dad's passed away. Like, have some respect. So yeah, he's who knows what'll happen there, to be fair. But Spurs looked absolutely atrocious against Forest. They really did.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I mean, I've said before on this pod, I really, really, really hope Spurs go down. It would be a brilliant thing to happen. And I know there's a few Spurs fans in the league, obviously, and if Lee were here, he'd probably have some rant about how bad Spurs are right now. But yeah, there's got to be. I've said before, Leeds won't go down because the teams below you are so bad. I just hope West Ham can catch Spurs. That's what we need to happen. I know you guys aren't going to mention. I think Leeds. You're fine. You're absolutely fine.
We just keep drawing. We don't win. We're drawing.
Yeah, 6 more points we need.
I think you'll be fine. And the other game we did, obviously, Spurs Forest. No one predicted a 3-0 Forest win, although I went 2-0 Forest and Frankie went 1-0. Marty went 5-4. Which was just a bit crazy, to be fair, but he got the other two bang on, so we shouldn't criticise. And thanks again to Frankie and Marty for that brilliant lost episode that no one will ever get to see. But it was
great. Well, it was one of the best.
It was. I loved it. It was very, very, very good. There was a fantastic story about Chesney Hawks as well.
Yeah.
There was a Chesney tale. Which, again, at some point in the future, if they come back on, we'll get them to rehash it and repeat it all over again. But looking ahead to this weekend, we're going for one international game and we're going for the top of the National League. They're the fixtures that we're predicting this week. We'll start with tonight, as it's Friday morning, England against Uruguay. Ross, are you a big England fan? Are you bothered? Or?
I get up for the tournaments. I don't really get up for the friendlies and the kind of faff that much. And I also don't really like the way that it ruins the momentum of the kind of league season, really.
Yeah.
Uruguay will be a tough opposition, won't they? You know, the dogged tacklers. But I think England will see it through for sure. Go 1-0.
1-0 England. Friday night, yeah. Sounds good. Do you reckon Kane?
Chances are.
He seems like he's become even better over in Germany. Did you see? I saw footage of the goal he scored the other day. It was just technical. It was just fantastic. And I thought, to be honest, he'd go over there and he'd have the end of his career and all of that. But he seems to be getting better, which can only be good from an England point of view.
He's thriving, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely Absolutely. Steve, what do you reckon, England, Uruguay?
It probably depends what sort of team they're going to play, doesn't it? And there's always a chance of Bielsa ball just slapping us in the face and then winning 3-0 or something.
Yeah.
Or there could be the other side of Bielsa ball where England win about 6-0.
So you're going either 3-0 or 6-0. It just depends which Bielsa ball shows up.
But it'd be nice to see Bielsa. What a guy.
Yeah. Good stuff. Right, I'm putting both of your scores down. We'll see what happens. Chris, how about you? Will you be watching the game in Jersey tonight?
I will be, yeah. Bielsa's Uruguay. I'm going to say 4-2 England.
Oh, that'd be entertaining.
Oh, cracking.
Entertaining Friday night football. I'm going to go 0-0. There you go. That's what I think it's going to be. I think everyone's going to be like, is there anything else on? People will be turning the TV over to watch something else. Hopefully it won't be 0-0, but I think it will be dull as.
I don't think so. Not with Bielsa. It won't be 0-0. No way.
Okay. Well, we shall see. I hope it's not, but we shall see. Anyway, tomorrow, very, very exciting if people are following the top of the National League. Jersey Chris, I bet you're loving the top of the National League at the moment.
Yeah.
Can't get enough of it, can you?
I love it.
Well, in case you don't know, York City last year were flying, just missed out, and then there's shocking rule down there that only 2 get promoted. They failed in the playoffs because they hadn't played for about 3 weeks, and Oldham had the momentum and beat them, unfortunately, in the playoff. The same thing's going to happen again this season because York and Rochdale are both miles ahead of the competition, like both flying. And weirdly, it's amazing how the fixture list does this, but they play each other on the last game of the season at Rochdale. So it's like a cup final, basically, unless one pulls away. But it seems at the moment it's very, very unlikely that will happen. So, yeah. So now I've given you a bit of the insight. What do you think? Sutton, Rochdale, Chris?
Sutton v Rochdale.
Rochdale, yeah.
4-0 Rochdale.
4-0 Rochdale. Okay. I think we should all go for Rochdale win to curse them, and then hopefully they'll blow it. That's the plan. Ross, how about you? Do you follow National League, any of the leagues much? Or?
No, mate. No, I think I don't really keep much of an eye on the National League unless there's a sort of like a exceptional story. Mm-hmm. I'm feeling Rochdale as well, though. I'm going to go 2-0 Rochdale.
2-0 Rochdale. Good stuff. Well, in the National League North, South Shields are flying at the moment. They've got a Borough striker on loan, a young Borough lad who scored a cracking goal last week. He literally ran the full length of the pitch and banged it in. And all the Borough fans are going, "Get him back!" He's like, we haven't got strikers who can score. So yes, South Shields might get promoted to the National League proper next season, which would be good to see. Anyway, Steve, how about you? Sutton, Rochdale.
Where Sutton are they? Where are they in the league?
I think they're nearest the bottom. I can't remember.
Yeah, I'll go 2-0 as well because Rochdale just win every week, but they don't score a lot, do they? 2-0.
2-0. Yeah. And I'm going to go, I reckon Rochdale 3-2, to be fair. So hopefully that'll help York out. There you go. That's the psychology we're going with there. And York against Woking. York at home, particularly good. Have you been along to the LNER, Steve, this season?
I've not actually. I'd like to go, but I just don't find the time for it. But York are absolutely walloping everybody. They've scored about 30 odd goals more than Rochdale, haven't they? They've broke 100, haven't they, already?
They've definitely broken 100, yeah.
Which, if they don't go, it's going to be ridiculous.
It'll be disgusting. I mean, either team, if they don't get promoted, it just shows how shocking that whole 2 up, 2 down goes. Because nowadays there's so many big clubs and there's got to be 3 going up and 3 going down, to be honest, from League 2. But yes, do you reckon York's going to win that game then on Saturday?
Yeah, 4-0.
4-0, yeah, let's go for that. Ross, how about you?
Well, it feels like the big score in York are going to have it again, doesn't it? So I'm going to go 6-0.
6-0, yeah, that's what we like to see.
Well, I mean, how many's that kid scored? Is it Piers who plays?
Piers, he scored shed loads, didn't he?
He scored loads, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's like the Haaland of non-league.
Exactly. Hopefully he won't dry up like Haaland has.
The old Haaland, anyway.
The old Haaland, yeah. Chris, how about you? York Woking.
Easily 5-0 York.
Yeah.
As I'm here, the Jersey Bulls, who are now a football team in England, could get back-to-back promotions.
Oh.
Southeast Ishman League, something like that.
Isthmian, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not too far.
So you could end up...
It's the Jersey Balls.
Jersey Bulls.
Jersey Bulls, yeah, like cows.
The Jersey Balls.
I wonder where that story was going.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward.
Right. Okay.
It would be good to see Jersey in the Football League proper, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, Guernsey have got a team, but they've just been relegated. So
yeah, get the balls up.
Yeah. Do you ever go along to see the Balls, Chris?
I do. I've seen them a few times, but
I'm going to clip that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, childish.
Give him a rub for good luck.
Yeah. Shouldn't have said anything.
What's the average attendance at the Balls?
You can get about 2,500. Yeah.
There we go. Good stuff. Well, you'll have to keep us posted on the Balls every week from now on. It's a new It's a new thing on the pod from now on. Stay tuned.
Could get a bit hairy towards the end of the season.
Okay, good. Let's hope they don't drop away before the end of the season. Oh, sorry.
Move along.
Moving swiftly on. I'm gonna go for a York win, as if that's a surprise. I'm gonna go. We've had 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna go 3-0 then, and we'll see. Let's hope we've not just put the kibosh on York this weekend. But as we'll find out, who the hell knows, as ever. So back to chat a little bit more with you, Ross, and we're going to go traditional now because it's your first time on the pod, and we ask everyone who's first time on the pod about the football team that they support, and you are, as you mentioned a little earlier, a Manchester United season ticket holder, which with your accent might be a bit of a surprise to some people, but can you tell us why Manchester United?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was born in Sunderland. I've been in the northeast all my life, but my dad's a Manc. He's from Tilsley, and he's a big United fan, and I just sort of grew up under his sort of wing, really, you know. So I support United because my dad does, really. And we didn't get to go that much in the 90s. We went a few times together, but I got a season ticket in 2004, and I've been going regularly since then. So over 20 years now.
Will you be going on the 13th of April? The Leeds.
Oh, I will. Monday night game. Yeah, I will be. Yeah.
I will be there too in the home end. Unfortunately.
Oh right.
It's just.
That's never a good experience, is it? It never ends well. That.
Not if we lose.
No, I mean I've been in the home end, the home end for like away United games a lot before. I was at Stadium of Light on that last game of the season when United thought they'd won the league, and then
Aguero,
and there was all the Poznan from the Sunderland fans.
How were you feeling at the time?
Well, it always hurts when it's your own. They give you a slap across the chops like that, isn't it? Fair enough. I think that's football. Football does that, doesn't it? You know what I mean? It felt brutal at the time.
And were you with your mates that were Sunderland fans as well then?
No, I was with my dad standing. But nearly all my mates are Sunderland fans, so it's that thing of it's a chance to dish it out, isn't it? It's a nice moment for them to have stopped United winning the league.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And what would you say your highs and lows? I mean, you've grown up in that perfect era to be a Manchester United fan. Let's be honest about it. But yeah, are your highs the obvious stuff, or is any particular game stands out for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like when the team's in full pomp under Fergie, it was consistent highs, really, wasn't it? Had some really good away days and followed them into Europe and did Moscow and all that sort of stuff, and had some really good times with all that. But it has been I know it's relative, so I'm not expecting people to feel sorry, but it has been some hard times the last 10 years, and particularly recent times, especially when you sort of start to grow fond of a manager, and then it starts to sort of drop off, and they get the boot. I really liked Amarim as a person. But you're starting to see now under Michael Carrick that there might have been a more simple approach that's actually got better results out of the team. So it's just you don't want the rinse and repeat, do you?
No. Would you give Carrick the job then?
I think so. Yeah, I think that it's not like there's a whole host of like outstanding candidates. Otherwise, really, is it? I think it's a punt any which way you look at it. I've been a bit surprised by like Keno and stuff, kind of sticking the boot in and sort of being quite vocal about him not having the credentials. Feels a little bit like sour grapes to me that at times, because it obviously was a kind of stopgap measure in the first instance. Yeah. But now that he's got them playing, the momentum's there. Clearly, he's not making like recruitment decisions in the way that some of the previous managers would have been. So why not? Why not?
He's a perfect fit for the fans and the hierarchy, I think. If you look at it, they're not going to be spending an absolute fortune to bring him in. If they did give him a contract, they'll probably say he was unsuccessful. He'd probably move upstairs or do something like that. He's like Man U through and through, isn't he? So you can't say that if it didn't work out, they might give him another 12-month contract or something like that and say, look, if it's not working out, we'll sort you out elsewhere. He's got nothing to lose from it. It was a free hit for him taking that job, to be fair.
Totally. Wasn't he on holiday in like Barbados or something when he got the call?
Wasn't. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I'll stand by the fact that he failed at Middlesbrough, but he won't care because he's doing well at Manchester United. That's all that matters, isn't it? So
I mean, at the very least, he knows the club from the inside out. Nothing can sort of overawe him like we've had with a couple of the previous managers that have come in where the jobs felt a bit too big for them, probably.
Yeah. But no, he's I just think he's the perfect fit for everybody, really, apart from Roy Keane, probably. So yeah, we'll see how you're dead certs for Champions League football. Let's be honest.
It feels like it now. I think the home form's been so strong. The away games can always be a bit of a banana skin still. I thought even before the match last Friday that Bournemouth might have been a bit of a sticky wicket, really. And they have got some difficult away games coming up. Chelsea being one of them, I suppose. But I fancy them now, though.
I think you beat Chelsea. Chelsea are rubbish right now. They really are. Like,
so unpredictable. Like,
yeah, but they seem to be suddenly getting worse. And I don't think they're playing for the manager at all. So it's. But yeah, that's funny too. Let's be honest about it. I'm quite enjoying that. Sorry to any Chelsea fans listening in. Cool. And yeah, what would you say your lows were? Is that definitely been the recent stuff for sure?
I mean, mate, from where I live, it's like a 300-mile round trip to Old Trafford and back. So I think them midweek games where you lose, there's been so many games where they've had like no heart in the last sort of 5 or 6 years. Getting beat off Tottenham 3-0, and going out of Europe early. Quite a lot of the time, there's been a lot of like silent drives home.
Yeah, it's a hell of a drive, though, isn't it? Like you said, that's getting home early hours in the morning, and if they're not putting up a fight, fair play for you for continuing with the season ticket. But now it's going to pay back off, isn't it? That's the thing. You're getting it.
Yeah, I would never expect any sympathy from anyone like for supporting Man United, but like I say, it is relative sometimes, and you just want to see them sort of challenging again, or at the very least playing better football than they have at times in the last sort of 5 or 6 years.
Well, it's all warming up to be an interesting season next year, isn't it, for Man U? And people have said that for the last couple of years. Oh, this is going to be the season. But I genuinely think with what he's doing, if they get the recruitment right in the summer, they're not going to be that club that's going to be in the bottom half of the season and bottom half of the league. Sorry, they're going to be looking top 6 again from next season onwards, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the last 6 months, sort of Casemiro's kind of like redefined what his sort of United career's looked like, and he's now going to be quite a hard player to replace, I think. Particularly with these goals that he weighs in with. He's great in the air. But I think if they do spend a decent amount of money on 2 central midfielders, that's where they really need to strengthen the most, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. I think they'll get Anderson or somebody, won't they, from Forest? It'd be a good signing for them.
Oh, he'd be a great sign. They'll certainly try for him. It just depends who else is in the mix for him, I suppose.
But yeah, we shall see. I mean, I'm not going to wish you well from a Manchester United point of view. I can't think of anything worse than Man U being back winning the league after the 90s. But hey, I respect the fact that you travel there and back every home game. You have my full respect for that completely. Cool. But so yeah, we just have a bit more of a chat on kind of the music side of stuff. So what's been keeping you busy? Is there anything new coming up with Futureheads? Are you involved in the Sunderland Music City like the guys last week? Are you involved in that kind of stuff as well?
Yeah, so I've been part of that kind of like bid process really to kind of get Sunderland those credentials, and Frankie and Marty are a lot more kind of hands-on day-to-day organising stuff, but my band will support anything we can in terms of all that. You know, we've always been big kind of Sunderland proponents. But yeah, we had a nice sort of end of the year last year. We, like I say, we put that Christmas record out and did a bit of touring around it. And we've got a handful of festivals lined up for this summer, but this year is really about trying to get in the studio and do some recording. Really, we're long overdue a new record, so trying to kind of put that together. It's hard, and it's harder now when everyone else in the band's got kids and there's other sort of plates spinning and stuff to organise. But we're going to try our best to make it happen this summer.
Amazing. And what's it? Is it still as fun when the band are all together as it was in the early days?
I think it's even more so in a way, Jamie,
cool.
because I think we sort of we've value it more. You know, we definitely do less, and we're not sort of. I think when you're 20 and the band have just started and you've put your first record out and you're part of this wave of British music, and there's a lot of press, and you know there's stuff to do, and even 2005, for instance, touring internationally was a lot more straightforward than it is now. So I think we value the stuff that we do a lot more. You don't take it for granted, and I think it's easier to have a laugh with it rather than be serious about what's it doing for us, what do we need to do next, what's the plan. You think about it less as a career now, bizarrely, and more just as something that you really enjoy doing that just thankfully ticks away because we've got a bit of a fan base.
No, and like you say, it must be good knowing that you've got that fan base. So when you put stuff out, you know you're going to be able to tour and sell those gigs and that kind of stuff. You've got.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, I think if it was down to me, we'd play a little bit more than we do. And I'd certainly try and get out into Europe and stuff a bit more. It's festivals, really. Just these days, it's dependent on what you get offered for the summertime. But I think that's common for a lot of bands now, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think I have to take you back to the Enemy Awards tour in 2005, because that lineup was, at the time, some of those lineups on those Enemy tours were fantastic. But as you know, you played with Kaiser Chiefs, Block Party, and the Killers. I mean, what was that like for a month or so?
I mean, those tours were from what I remember, they were the best tours of any given year. You know, Enemy had their kind of pick of what they wanted the bill to be.
Yeah.
Kaiser Chiefs did that tour before they'd even put that first album out.
Yeah.
So they were opening, but they were already, you could tell that they were already going to be a massive band, you know, and people down early for them. Block Party, you know, we don't see a lot of them these days, but we were always good pals with those lads. They've had a few lineup changes and things, haven't they? But great band. And the Killers just had that sort of, well, they had a commercial edge over everybody else. I mean, that Bright Side's it's been the most listened to. It's in that most listened to chart every year.
It's just a juggernaut of a tune, isn't it?
The juggernaut, yeah. But it was a great tour, really good. You don't mix with bands that often, really, on any other normal tour. You don't really see that much of the other bands, but that one, everyone was really tight,
just
good laugh. Yeah, and just in it, enjoying it.
Amazing stuff. No, it must, as I said, must just have been brilliant to be part of. I mean, I'm not, like you say, you'll have massive highlights throughout your career, but those must have been special for sure.
And I see you playing Kirkstall Abbey with Hardfire in the summer as well.
Yeah, we're doing a gig because of Sunshine Underground getting back together, and they're putting on a
nice one.
They're putting on a big show, so we're part of the bill for that. And a handful of other things through the summer, but we've not done Kirkstall Abbey before, but I have heard it's a beautiful spot for a gig.
Yeah. No, and so it's a bit of a sing when you win and gathering then with Hardfire. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
And I noticed the Twang are playing there, and the lead singer of the Twang supports Aston Villa. So if we can't get Prince William, we could get the lead singer of the Twang.
We should get the lead singer of the Twang. Yeah.
As our Villa manager.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll leave that in Ross's hands. He can sort that out.
Yeah.
There you go, Ross.
That's your sign. How did they get you in the league? How did Steve manage to get you in, Ross? What was that?
I can't remember. I really can't remember. It was 4 years ago.
Yeah, little cheeky
I don't
DM.
know, because you were in
Cheeky
before
DM.
You were in before Frankie and Marty and everybody, and
Oh yeah, I was
Nathan and everybody. I don't know. I must have just seen that you liked FPL on Twitter or something, and
yeah, I think
swooped.
because Tom Roberts does this one, doesn't he? And I think
Was it Tom? Maybe it might have been Tom. Maybe,
Shoot
yeah.
music.
he runs a league for Shoot music, doesn't he?
Yeah.
We're on as well, so
Yeah, it was probably Tom actually. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I believe we've got some listener questions, Steve.
Oh yes, we do. Yes.
Mm.
Let me have a look. First one is from Rich Lay. He's a big fan, and he's in your division.
He's in the championship.
Championship, yeah. Rich says, Northeast bands versus Northeast football. Which one's your favourite?
well, I mean, there's no rivalry with the Northeast bands, so I'd have to say that. To be fair, I think it's a good little for the size of the region. I think it's a good little kind of click, really, with Maximo and Field Music and Breaking the Heartstrings and stuff, and Tom Smith.
Yeah,
punches above its weight, I'd say.
Yeah, Tommy Smith's flying at the moment, isn't he? His new single SFX is very, very good as well.
Yeah, he's just done his album with Barry from Futureheads, so
nice one.
Look forward to that coming out later this year.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
And he's also curious if you got any anecdotes on Ginger Wildheart, because he's just revealed he's got cancer, sadly, hasn't he?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I was very sad to read that last week. To be honest, the Wildheart aren't really a band that we've crossed paths with. I know that Justin Lockie, a friend that I had from Your Codename Is Milo, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah,
that man from Newcastle. I think Justin plays in the Editors now. He's done a lot of recording with Ginger over the years, so he knows him a lot better than I do. But yeah, and I did notice that he's, well, from what I read, he wasn't opting for treatment or anything like that. He's life's for living, and he's going to go out loving it, sort of thing. So good on them. They've been a massively influential band in the region for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Moving on, Mr. Frankie Francis has messaged in, and he says, ask Ross which former Premier League player grew up next door to him.
Oh yeah, well, Mickey Gray from Sunderland.
Right.
His mum and dad live next door to my mum and dad. I mean, we grew up together. He's probably about 5 or 6 years older than me, and his cousins live along the street, and we used to all play footy together and wrestle each other in the garden and that.
What class?
But yeah, Mickey's sort of obviously always in the street, going back to his folks, and I think he does a lot of co-coms and stuff for the radio and that. So he's around a lot. But yeah, he had a great career.
He did.
And finally, from Marty, surprisingly, Marty Logs. He says, can you tell me about Dave Grohl and his private jet?
So one year we were playing this festival in Norway, and we'd played in the afternoon, and headlining that day were Foo Fighters, and we'd finished the gig, and we got a knock on the dressing room door. Dave Grohl came in. He was like, Futureheads, I listen to your album when I'm in the garage smoking. That's amazing. love Nirvana. Sort of, we just enjoyed watching Foo Fighters do their thing. And he's like, I've been keeping an eye on you touring. You're playing Tea in the Park in 2 days' time, because we are as well. We were like, yeah, you're right, we are. And he's like, how are you getting there? And we said, well, if you want to know the itinerary, we're flying from Oslo to Copenhagen, and whatever. And he's like, you should come with us. And we're like, all right, what do you mean? And he's like, we've got a Foo Fighters jet.
Amazing.
And we were like, well, yeah, we definitely want to come with you now. And so basically he sorted it all out. Like the band and a couple of our crew would fly with them in their jet, going from like Oslo to Edinburgh for Tea in the Park. And so like weird experience that I've never had since, obviously, but like no passport control or anything like that. You just all dished your passports to their tour manager, and he sorted all that straight through, straight onto this plane. And like me wife was with us at the time, as well as like a few of our pals and things. And so we just spent that flight like chatting with Dave Grohl and his wife and some of the rest of the band, asking him loads of questions about like Nirvana, you know, all that era. And then about 25 minutes from the end of the flight, he was like, right, love talking to you, but I'm going to go and land the plane now. He just disappeared into the cockpit, and evidently it's like a thing on the Foo Fighters jet that like he gets to land the plane.
That's amazing, because of the Learn to Fly video, isn't there? It's just amazing. That's actually a real thing.
It's fact, not fiction. So yes,
he put the outfit on as well.
Yeah, well, he dresses a few, doesn't he? Amazing.
But I know it was amazing experience for us, and we toured with them a few times, sort of subsequently off the back of that. You know, we did quite a bit with them. So yeah, lovely guy, nicest man in rock.
Amazing. No, that's a cracking tale. What do they call the jet?
Well, it just had a big FF on the side.
Right, fair enough. I thought it might be like Air Foos 1 or something like that, but obviously there we go.
It should be Air Foos 1, shouldn't it?
Shouldn't it? Let's be honest. Sorry, I have to get my wee gags in, Steve. You know I do.
Quite good one for you, though.
Yeah. No, yeah, there's worse out there. But no, that sounds amazing. That does sound amazing. And yeah, and getting to know one of your like heroes from Nirvana kind of thing must be pretty surreal as well.
It was very bizarre, but then I think that's sometimes what like doing a band can sort of do for you, because even on like a festival bill where it's sort of like right from musicians right at the beginning of their career just starting out to like mega stars, headliners, there is a bit of a chance to like mix, and you can meet people and you can get chatting like that. So if it wasn't for that festival, we probably would never have done those shows with Foo Fighters. So always grateful of that for sure.
Amazing. No, it's great stuff. So what are you like on football trivia, Ross?
Fair to middling, I suppose. I'll have to put it out.
Well, as it's your first time on the pod, we're going to go back retro, and we're going to give you 90 seconds to see how many questions you can get right. So Steve will have the stopwatch, and after 90 seconds, he will say something relatively topical or linked to this week's pod. And if I start a question, I'll finish it in the classic mastermind way. And Jersey Chris will keep score. So there you go. You can, hands in the air. He will keep score. So we ask ChatGPT to come up with some questions, and some of the questions are ridiculously easy, I think it's fair to say, and some of the questions might even be wrong, but because it's we do it for moderate entertainment value. But whatever the answer ChatGPT gives is the one that we'll go with. So are you ready to start, Steve, with the 90 seconds?
Yep.
So Ross, when you're ready, you tell me and we will make a start.
Here we go. Let's do it.
Right, the time will start when that's the first question. Which team won the FA Cup in 1987, ending a 69-year wait for major silverware?
Wimbledon.
It was Coventry City. Wimbledon was 88. Which club achieved promotion to the Premier League in 2014 after 16 years away, later winning the title in 2016?
Leicester.
You're right. Which goalkeeper has the most Premier League clean sheets?
Peter Cech.
It is Peter Cech. You're right. Which Welsh club won the English League Cup in 2013?
Swansea.
Yes. Which club famously beat Manchester United 1-0 to win the 2008-2009 League Cup semi-final first leg before losing the tie?
Say the year again, please, Jamie.
It was 2008-2009 League Cup semi-final.
Pass.
It was Derby County. And I didn't know that one myself. Which English club reached the 2006 Champions League final but had a goalkeeper sent off?
Arsenal.
It was Arsenal, you're right. Who scored England's first goal of Euro 2020?
2020. Kane.
It was Raheem Sterling. And England were knocked out of Euro 2016 by which nation?
Portugal.
It was Iceland.
Oh,
and which club was relegated from the Premier League in 1997 despite having 42 points?
Join the WhatsApp.
There you go. There's a subliminal
for a bonus point.
For a bonus point, yeah. If you join the WhatsApp, we'll add a point. Which club was relegated from the Premier League in '97 despite having 42 points?
Charlton.
No, ChatGPT gave an answer as this is how it talks to itself. It says Oldham Athletic ? And then it goes actually Bolton Wanderers. So there you go.
Okay.
So you would have been wrong with Charlton, to be fair. I think it was Oldham. I think they're wrong with Bolton. But yeah, ChatGPT talking. But I think you did quite well there. Jersey Chris, what was the final score?
He scored 4.
4. That's pretty decent, to be fair.
More than that.
I thought it was more than 4 as well.
I counted.
Yeah, I'm not questioning that you're wrong, to be fair.
Listeners can count along.
Yes, we will all be listening back and go 1, 2, 3. But yeah, for only one person never scored 0. I think it's fair to say. So you've beaten that one and only person who scored 0. We don't talk about who they are though. And I think the highest we ever got was 7. Am I right? 7 was the top. So 4 is pretty good. Yeah, Jim Daly got 7. I think Jim got 7. So yeah, 4 is pretty decent, to be fair.
If I took an extra second about a couple of them, Iceland, for instance, then I would have got a bit better.
Pressure was on with the time, though, wasn't it? To be fair, and the Derby County one, I don't think. I mean, it said which famous. I mean, I don't think anyone remembers that game. To be fair,
that quiz format smells better than the normal crappy GPT.
I know. We'll go back to the 90 seconds. Yes. Steve's not a fan. We sometimes do 1 to 100, and we'll go back to that original format. It does work better. Yeah. Noted, Steve, for next week. That's all we'll say.
If you'd have listened to last week's Northeast quiz, for instance,
lost forever. Probably just as well.
What's the biggest Northeast derby?
What's the distance between Newcastle and Middlesbrough?
What colour does Sunderland play in?
With ChatGPT, you go what they're given. But yes, we've taken note, and it's back, and we'll go back to that format from now on. There we go. But thank you so much, Ross, for joining us this week on the pod. I'm sure you'll be a regular listener from now on. The long drive to Manchester and back, it could entertain you along the way.
Well, when he joins the WhatsApp, his whole experience will be enhanced.
Exactly. Join the WhatsApp. You'll get a bonus point. We'll make that 5 points in retrospectively if you join the WhatsApp.
And it's the only way he can revel in his promotion glory.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. At the very least, join your league WhatsApp. Like you say, you won't get too many pings for sure.
And then you can really stress Alistair out.
Yes.
I don't want to start any beef, you know.
Oh, we're all about the beef on the pod.
It's all good beef.
It's all good beef, yeah. It's beef in good taste, shall we say?
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much, Ross, for joining us, and good luck in the rest of the season. Going for promotion there, and we have to say good luck for Manchester United as well. But you've already got Champions League, so I think that's pretty much done. You can follow us on Twitter at SWYW_FPL. If you're watching it on YouTube, why not leave us a question like what happened to last week's episode and all of that good stuff. But thanks to you, Steve. Thanks to you, Chris, once again. Enjoy the footy this weekend. If you think it's all over, it is for another week. Enjoy your footballing week. Keep on singing and keep on winning. Goodbye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Right,
Thank
don't
you
press
so
the
much
wrong
for
button,
that.
Jamie. Whatever you do.
Stop recording.
Get out of my podcast.